Welcome to the Ebbs of History, the show where we dive into the strangest, wildest, and sometimes downright creepiest stories the past has to offer. From dancing plagues to pirate queens, you'll laugh, you'll gasp, you'll even groan at my impeccable dad jokes. But most importantly, we will learn how history is way cooler than your textbook ever told you.
We're your history-loving hosts, Zoe,
Gavin,
And I'm Jason, and in every episode the three of us will take a quick trip through time and see what lessons we can learn today. This is the Ebbs of History. Hey there, history lovers. Welcome back to another episode of Ebbs of History. We're so glad you're here with us today. How was everybody's week?
It was a pretty good week for me.
Yeah?
I finally finished my driver's permit test.
That's
No,
right.
not test, my
Yeah.
online course. So
Uh-huh.
I can finally go and take the test.
You can get you a permit finally and drive legally.
Woo! Let's go.
Gavin?
not
was your week?
much happened this week.
Yeah?
Yeah, like really nothing really happened. Not, nothing really happened that's like notable.
Mm-hmm. No tests or anything that you had trouble with, or
No.
didn't you have a math quiz that you didn't even know about?
I forgot about that because we
Mhm.
had something in that period on the Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think I did all right on that
Good.
test.
That's good. Maybe next time you could be a little bit more prepared, huh?
Yeah. I
Anyway.
never really need to study though.
Yeah,
Like
that's good.
if I learn it in class, I know it.
That's a good trait to have going forward into high school and college for sure. I had a good week. It was long, but it went by really quick, I guess. I don't know. I was so busy at work. It was just it's a blur at this point. But it's been a good weekend so far, so that's good. Well, listeners, we have a treat for you today. I am sitting back and letting Zoe take over. She researched, wrote, and is now telling us today's story. Zoe, take it away.
Okay. So today's episode will be all about the three popes. Most people know that there's normally one pope in power at any given time. Well, what if I told you that at one point in history, there were three popes at one time?
That's nuts.
And then they put them all on trial. It's called the Western Schism, which is like watching a medieval reality show where everyone loses. Picture this. Europe in the 1400s, completely divided over who's the real pope. And the solution? Put all three guys in the defendant's chair. And this is the Council of Constance, folks. And that's absolutely wild. You heard that right. Three popes at once. Now, it may seem crazy, but once I tell you the story, hopefully, it'll become a little clearer.
Oh, she's coming with the dad jokes hard.
Oh, yeah. I got to keep up your stat.
I love it.
Gotta
A
keep
bit
it up.
early for this.
I promise, there's only like one or two more.
Okay.
Phew. Still too much.
All right, let's buckle up because this story has a lot more twists than a pretzel factory. So, like I said, it starts in the Western Schism, lasting from 1378 to 1417. But our story starts even farther back. 1286, when the current king of France, William IV, raised taxes on the church. Pope Boniface did not like this one bit, because at the time he had lots of political power, so he wrote a document titled Unum Sanctum. Long story short, it means that the Pope had total power. King Philip did not like the sound of that. He said that Boniface was a heretic, which is hypocrite and fancy talk, and he tried to have him arrested in an act of violence. Even though he survived, he died soon after. Next in line was Pope Benedict XI, but he was just a bridge to get to the star of the show. Next up to bat is Pope Clement V, elected in 1305. Being heavily involved in French politics, he wanted to keep a close eye on the war between France and England. So, in 1309, for the first time in history, he moves the seat of the Pope out of Rome into Avignon. Avignon is a town close to France, but owned by the church. All was well for 68 years. Then they moved the seat of the papacy back to Italy in 1377. The people of Rome were in shambles. They had not been around to influence the election of a pope in over 70 years. The locals pressured the cardinals to elect an Italian pope to establish that Italy was the center of the church, not France. It's basically a medieval peer pressure on steroids. So Pope Urban VI, an Italian dude, was elected. The cardinals then are like, you know what? We made a mistake. That election doesn't count because we were under duress from the angry mob. They go back to Avignon and elect a second pope, Clement VII. Now we have two popes, Pope Urban VI in Rome and Pope Clement VII in Avignon. This is what historians call the Western Schism.
So because they said that they were under duress of the Italian people, they just decided to go back and elect a different pope back in Avignon?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, that's just an odd decision.
And they
That's what happens when you didn't elect who you wanted to elect.
Yeah,
I think there's some stuff behind closed doors happening there.
I agree.
and they didn't get rid of the original pope that they voted for.
Exactly.
Now, Christianity in the West not only has two popes, but it also has two capitals, Rome and Avignon. Each of them had their own courts and own supporters. When the pope died, the cardinals elected a successor, continuing the schism for 4 more decades. Now, the drama plays out with the nobles and the diplomats. European rulers were forced to pick a side because the popes had a lot of political power in that time. Scotland and Spanish kings supported the Avignon papacy, while England, the Holy Roman Empire, Portugal, and Italy supported the pope in Rome. It's like when the friend group has a fight and everyone has to pick a side, except the stakes are your eternal soul. Both popes are excommunicating each other, which is hilarious when you think about it. They're both saying, no, you're going to hell. No, you're going to hell. It's the world's most high stakes argument.
That is really funny.
This goes on for 30 years. 30 years of two popes. And here's the thing. When one pope dies, they elect a replacement. So Pope Urban VI dies? Well, Rome elects Boniface IX. Boniface dies? They elect Innocent VII. It's like they're both running competing franchises of the same restaurant.
So all the people are just going along with this? Like,
Yeah.
it is like people in Italy are like, okay, yeah, we're going to support this guy, and we're going to ignore the other pope. And then
Yeah.
the people in Avignon are saying, well, we're going to support our guy, we're going to ignore you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that's a schism, right?
Yeah.
It's like the definition. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
all right.
that's
I'm
what
just
it's
making
called,
sure I got it
schism.
right in my head.
Yep. Now, only the Pope had authority to call a general council meeting to officially resolve the conflict of multiple popes. But the popes wouldn't call the meeting, refusing to give up their power. So in 1409, a group of cardinals from France and Rome, about 500 cardinals, got together in Pisa, called the Council of Pisa.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Imagine. In this meeting, they decided that both Pope Gregory XII of Rome and Benedict XIII of Avignon are disposed and have no power. So the council elected a new pope, Alexander V. Problem solved, right?
Right.
Nope. Both popes wouldn't budge. So now we have 3 popes. It's a papal inflation.
Papal.
It's a papal inflation.
Oh, interesting. Wait. Interesting twist on the
Yes.
inflation.
This is like if there were 3 people all claiming to be the principal of your school, right?
Ooh, that's a real power divide.
Yeah.
Right. So imagine your principal, your vice principal, and a math teacher all saying, I am the leader of this school.
I am the principal, not
Right.
you.
That's
Yeah.
weird. That's weird.
It's basically what happened.
Only on a bigger scale with, people's eternal souls on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at this time in history, people really believed that the church was like the highest power of anything ever.
Absolutely.
So like this happening was really big news. Like, who do I follow? What is this? Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Pope was more powerful than the king at this time.
almost, yeah. They
Yeah,
were about
the-
the same playing field.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
when you think about it, the kings are all looking to the Pope. So there's
Mhm.
multiple kings of different areas. And who's above them all?
The Pope.
The Pope.
Yeah. Okay.
Very good point, Kevin.
This lasted 5 more years until the Council of Constance that started in 1414. The Council of Constance is one of the biggest gatherings in medieval history. We're talking about hundreds of bishops, cardinals, theologians, princes, and diplomats all showing up to the Swiss city. The goal? To end the schism by any means necessary.
Ooh, so what do we think, Gavin? I'm gonna. Sorry,
Yeah,
Zoe. I'm gonna.
go ahead.
It's in me. I
Uh-huh,
can't. I
go
can't
ahead.
stop.
Mhm.
Gavin, what do you think they mean by any means necessary? Ending it by any means necessary.
I think they're gonna kill at least one of the popes.
Kill them. Wow.
It
Yeah.
sounds really ominous.
It
I
really
mean,
does.
when Zoe puts it in those words, it sounds like they would use any means necessary.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
maybe even put a dead pope on trial.
Oh.
Reference back to the first episode.
That's what we call a callback, children.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. And by interesting, I mean legally fascinating and also kind of dark. The council decides that all 3 popes must go. They're going to put them on trial.
Hey, there we go. Another trial.
This time they're not dead.
Why is it always a pope trial?
I don't know.
You know what? Here, I'm gonna say something here. It's your mother made a comment to me about how it seems like we do a lot of pope stories
Because we do.
because we do.
But that's history.
But that's history. When
Yeah.
you think about it, that's the biggest thing that was happening, in this time period. You look at today, everything that's going on around the world.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so much information because of globalization and the internet and things like that. Back then, this was it. This is what was happening. This was their lives, not only now, but in the afterlife to them.
Mm-hmm.
So this was all encompassing for people in Europe. So it makes sense that whenever there's something that's happening with the Pope, a little bit crazy, it's big news
Yeah.
in history.
Mm-hmm. Because
So
even in my European history class, like the first semester was basically just dealing with how people reacted to the splits of churches, like the Church of England and the Protestant, and again the Western Schism. I learned about this in my class,
Right.
and I found it interesting. So here we are.
mm-hmm.
It all ties back to religion in that point of time.
It's just what history is.
Yeah.
We'll eventually get past popes. There's just some really interesting things that have happened with popes, but
Exactly. First up, Pope John the 23rd. That's the peace-in pope, the third that's elected. He shows up to council thinking he's going to be confirmed as the one and only true pope. Instead, they hit him with a list of charges, and this list is wild. They accuse him of simony. That's selling church offices, piracy, murder, and I kid you not, sleeping with his brother's wife. That's
What?
the medieval version of getting canceled.
right?
John the 23rd tries to escape. He literally disguises himself and flees the city in the middle of the night. But they catch him, drag him back, and force him to resign. Then they put him under house arrest. Gavin, if you were accused of doing something and your response was to dress up in a disguise and run away, do you think that would make you look more innocent or less innocent?
Less innocent because I'm trying to just run away from the problem.
Mhm.
And if I was innocent, I would try to fight that instead of just running away.
Yes, exactly.
So wait, wouldn't that mean that running away means you're guilty?
Yeah.
Not in all cases. It just makes you look a lot more guilty than if you were just to stay there.
I think he looks more guilty running away.
Yeah, that's what we're
Exactly,
saying.
Yeah, that's what
Oh.
we're saying.
Did I misunderstand, Gavin? Oh, my bad. Okay.
That's what we're saying.
Moving on.
Dad.
Yeah, not a great legal strategy. Next up is Pope Gregory XII, the Roman Pope, the successor to Urban VI. Now, Gregory is actually kind of reasonable. He's old, he's tired, and honestly, he just wants this whole thing to be over with. The council sends delegates to negotiate with him, and he agrees to resign on one condition: that he gets to officially convoke the council first.
What does convoke mean?
We're going to go into that next.
Okay.
This is important because if he convokes it, that means he's legitimizing with the papal authority, which makes him look like he's the good guy who voluntarily stepped down rather than being forced out. This is a saving face move. Smart politics. The council agrees, he convokes them, he resigns, everyone applauds. 1 down, 2 to go.
So he came out on this, even though he didn't want to be pope anymore, is what it sounded like. And he
Yeah.
came out on top, like, okay,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm going to resign because I don't want to be here anymore, but you're going to give me something first.
Yeah, basically.
And then I'm going to look good for history.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
I mean, it's, like I said, it's really good politics. It's
It
a
is.
really good PR move.
it is.
Yeah.
But then there's Pope Benedict XIII, the Avignon Pope. And oh boy, this guy is stubborn. His real name is Pedro de Luna, and he absolutely refuses to resign. He holds up his fortress in Spain and basically says, "Come and make me." The council declares him a heretic and formally deposes him. But here's the thing, he never accepts it. He keeps claiming to be pope until he dies in 1423, even though literally no one recognizes him except for a handful of loyal followers. He's like that one person who refuses to admit that they lost an argument.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, have you ever met someone who will just not admit that they're wrong, no matter what?
Well, I see a lot of that in the world today in general.
Me too.
Not just people that I know personally, but yes, I do.
Me too.
Yeah. I don't want to name names, of course, but yeah, even when presented with facts that contradict their opinion, they still think they're right. It's just so frustrating
Mhm.
to have any type of discussion with this person.
Yeah.
Even if it's baseball, or politics, or the color of that door. Like,
Mhm.
once this person gets it in their head that they're right, no matter how wrong they are, it's so frustrating.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Is the color of the door a real example?
No, it's not. I'm
Okay.
it's absurd. I'm just
Yeah.
saying something absurd. No matter what, they don't back down.
Well, that's Pedro de Luna for you. Stubborn to the bitter end. So, by 1417, the council has gotten rid of all 3 popes. One resigned voluntarily, one was deposed and arrested, and one was deposed and excommunicated, but refused to accept reality. They can finally elect a new pope that everyone agrees on. They elect Pope Martin V, and this time it sticks. The Western Schism is finally over. Europe has one pope again. It only took 39 years and putting 3 guys on trial to get there. But here's the lasting impact. Council of Constance established that the church council would have authority over a pope. That's a big deal. For centuries, we've questioned who's in charge, the pope or the councils. The council said, us. We're in charge. And that had huge implications for church policies going forward. The whole thing is this bitter combination of high church policies, theological debate, legal maneuvering, and personal drama. It's Game of Thrones with more Latin and better hats. So, both of you, after hearing this story, what is the craziest part to you?
That in the beginning of this story, they just started electing different popes.
Yeah.
While one pope was still in the papal throne,
Mhm.
they just went off to Avignon and elected a new pope.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what started all this?
Mhm.
I'm sure there's a little bit more detail about what happened before and things like that, but like that this was an option that they thought would solve problems
Yeah.
is crazy to me.
Just created more.
Yes. They used more chaos thinking that it would fix things, and it was the exact
Yeah.
opposite, obviously.
It only created problems.
Yes.
Created a schism.
In the West.
I feel like the craziest part is how long it took to get rid of all 3 popes, because it took 39 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is a crazy amount of time to have 3 popes, I feel like in today's world, we would fix that in like a month.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Historiography! All right, let's talk about how historians have understood this story over time, because it's actually really interesting. For a long time, like centuries, the Catholic Church was pretty embarrassed about the Western Schism. It treated it like it was this awkward family secret. Official church histories would mention it, but kind of gloss over the details. The popes put on trial? They'd say resigned or stepped down rather than emphasizing the trial aspect.
That they were put on trial, and historians near that time, for the centuries after, just named it something different.
Yeah.
It's still 3 popes being put on trial, none of them really surviving through the trial. They were all deposed, excommunicated, or resigned or whatever, and a new one came. So
Yeah.
that's kind of huge. It's not just resigned or stepped down.
Yeah,
No.
they were put on trial,
They were put on
excommunicated.
exactly.
Yeah.
Excommunication is not a small thing.
Yeah,
Especially in that
especially
time.
for a pope.
Yes, especially when they technically didn't do anything wrong.
I know, yeah.
You know, like they didn't murder somebody.
Mhm.
It was honestly the council's fault. Oh my god.
The council's fault.
It was really the council's fault
Mm-hmm.
that this even happened in the first place.
Yeah.
And then I think that they should have got rid, kept the original and just got rid of the other two. I feel like that would have been a lot better.
I don't think they could have done that at that point because
Yeah.
the original had died. Remember, they just elected a new one.
Oh,
We've
yeah,
gone too
okay.
deep
Yeah, gone too deep. That's right.
Yeah.
We're past that original.
because we're in too deep. And we're trying to keep up in my head.
Uh-huh.
Okay, sorry.
I see where you're going with it.
Started going under.
Okay. In the 19th century, historians started paying more attention to the Council of Constance and this pivotal moment in the church governance. They saw it through the lens of the consular movement. This idea that councils, not popes, should have supreme authority in the church. Some historians portrayed this as a proto-democratic movement, which is kind of a stretch, but interesting.
So what this is basically saying, if I got that correct, is that here on Earth, the council is the true power
Mhm.
of the church.
Mhm.
Whereas the Pope, who is God's messenger or, you know,
Like a vessel.
God's vessel and representative here on Earth, is he sets the tone basically. He is above the council, but the council in everyday running of the church, they are the power. Is that what I'm understanding correctly?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
All right.
That's it.
And that's, you know, and I like that proto-democratic moment because when you think about it, checks and balances.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the proto-democratic moment that you just said.
Mhm.
It's checks and balances like we have here in America.
Modern historians have gotten more nuanced. They see the Western Schism not just as a religious crisis, but a political one. More recently, historians have looked at the Council of Constance as part of a broader crisis in authority in late medieval Europe. The plague had killed a third of the population. The 100 Years' War was dragging on. Everything felt unstable. And the church schism was just one more sign that the world was falling apart.
All right, so we've talked in the past about what happens when things feel unstable, right? We've talked about this in prior episodes. What do people do?
Mm-hmm.
They look for some sort of stability, which is usually the church.
Yeah.
So in this time, there's the 100 Years' War going on, the plague just happened, and the church is unstable.
Recipe for disaster.
Exactly. It just, like, I'm sure a lot of the people, the peasants and, you know, even nobles and things like that felt powerless to do anything because there was no stability in any part of their life outside of their farm or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a horrible feeling.
Lessons we've learned today. What can we learn from all of this?
Stubbornness prolongs suffering.
Yes.
Okay, so when a pope didn't want to step to the side, it just made it last even longer. So there's this period of instability that we were just talking about being prolonged by stubborn, hard-headed people. I want my pope. No, I want my pope. You go to hell. No, you go to hell.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can kind of see it today too.
Oh yeah.
In a lot of politics. I mean, this is all just history repeating itself.
Yeah. Even as far back as however far back this is.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like a way to look at it is sometimes less is more, because all of this sparked because they had two popes, you know? And one is more than enough.
One is more than enough.
Two, it doesn't work.
And so what happened? They tried to fix it with a third.
Yeah. And it
that
only
didn't
got
work either.
worse.
That's right. So that I was also thinking during this political and church authority, they're so intertwined.
Yeah.
You know, between kings, like, you know, the king of France is backing this guy and the English are backing this guy. And like, it's all intermingled at this time.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It's all connected like a hive mind.
Hive mind, that's right.
Fun fact challenge. Okay, now it's time for the fun fact challenge. You guys know the deal. Wait till I finish to lock in.
Well, let me get my lock-in voice ready. All
Okay.
You're going down, Gavin.
We love some healthy competition. I guess only from one side. How many years had it been since an election in Rome after the Pope had been moved to France?
Locked in.
I didn't know you were over, so okay.
Do we want to rock, paper, scissors or
Yeah, we could do rock, paper, scissors. Or,
Rochambeau?
no, parchment.
Quartz, parchment, shears.
Quartz, parchment, shears. Ready? Quartz, parchment, shears.
Gavin won.
Gavin won.
You go.
70 years.
That is correct.
I would like to challenge that answer. I do believe we figured it out to be 68 years.
I didn't change my answer for this.
But I will give it to Gavin and let him have it.
Just round up.
Yeah.
Rounding up is fine. That's fine.
Oh, no. It
You
had
didn't-
been 70 years because the election. Didn't we talk about this?
Oh my gosh, you're right, Gavin.
So you're
Gavin?
wrong.
Gavin.
Yeah.
Good job.
There we go.
All right.
Okay. Number 2. Which 2 cities held popes during the Great Schism?
Locked in.
Gavin, go.
Let me look at my notes.
Okay.
Rome and Avignon.
Yes.
Good job, dude.
pronunciation. Okay.
Aha.
Right. Gavin 2, Dad 1.
Already
Gavin
won.
0. Dad 0.
I meant, yep. Gavin 2.
Gavin's
Dad
already won.
0. But we'll answer the last one for fun. Okay. Number 3. What is the name of the pope that was elected to end the Great Schism?
Locked in.
Go, Dad. What is it?
Martin V, a.k.a. Martin V.
Oh, yeah. That is correct.
I didn't get the sweep.
This day in history. Today is February 19th. Our first thing we're going to talk about today is in 1473, the birth of Nicholas Copernicus. He was a Polish astronomer born in Turin, Poland. He would later propose the heliocentric model of the solar system, which placed the sun, rather than the Earth, at the center of the universe. This revolutionary theory fundamentally changed humanity's understanding of our place in the cosmos and laid the groundwork for modern astronomy.
Think about that. We went from thinking we were the literal center of the universe.
It's like we thought we were the main character.
Yes.
Yeah.
To we're just a side character in a side character's dreams.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. In 1807, former Vice President Aaron Burr was arrested for treason.
He was arrested?
Has nothing to do with his duel with Hamilton.
Which we will talk
Mhm.
about
Yep.
right now. Aaron Burr, who famously killed Alexander Hamilton in a duel, was arrested in Alabama on charges of treason. He was accused of plotting to create an independent nation in the Southwest Territories. Though he was later acquitted, the trial damaged his reputation permanently and remains one of early America's most dramatic political scandals.
So he was involved in a couple of political scandals throughout his lifetime, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Just listen to Hamilton, like the musical.
Exactly.
I've read about this story about him being charged with treason, and I honestly think he should have been charged with treason. He
Mhm.
should not have been acquitted. It's my own personal opinion, but
Mhm.
yeah, he was definitely trying to create his own nation.
I feel like he had like plot armor because he was vice president.
At one point, yeah, maybe because he was such a high political person, he ran for
Mhm.
president. Came so close in the election of 1800 to being president,
Yeah.
and it was because of Hamilton that he didn't, you know. So yeah, so he was pretty high up there politically.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he had enough to be almost completely tied with Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Now, our last little tidbit for today. In 1942, President Roosevelt signs Executive Order 9066. President Franklin D. Roosevelt authorized the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II by signing this executive order. It led to the forced relocation of over 120,000 Japanese Americans to internment camps, regardless of citizenship. This action represents one of the most significant violations of civil liberties in American history and was later officially apologized for.
That is a crazy story.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, our next episode is going to touch on this. And I have a whole section about Executive Order 9066. it's it's a sad part of our history that is being repeated today. And it's just, it makes me sick, but we'll go into that next week. It's just coincidental that today is the day that he signed this order.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, everybody.
Another reason to come back.
More on that later.
So that's the story of when there were 3 popes on trial during the Great Schism. Started as one bad papal election that turned into a 39-year crisis that split Christianity and required putting 3 religious leaders in the defendant's chair.
Zoe, that was amazing. I loved that.
That was really good.
Thanks.
Another thing for this day in history is it's my half birthday.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about that.
Wow.
It is a very momentous day.
Yes. Most important thing that happened on this day.
Whoa.
So, Zoe, would you wanna do-
halfway there.
Is this going to be on the podcast?
Would you want to do another one in the future?
I would love to. This was so much fun.
Oh, good. Do you have any ideas about what you want to do yet?
I think I do. Do you
Oh,
want me to
good.
share them or keep this
Yeah.
under wraps?
Let's put some,
Foreshadowing?
A little bit of foreshadowing out there.
Okay. I was thinking of doing the story of the Radium Girls.
Ah,
You did that for your drama class.
that's right.
and
Yeah.
Was that your
It was D-Task.
D-task? Okay.
Yeah.
So you did a little like one act type of thing.
Yeah. We condensed the whole, because there's a play based off of it. So
Okay.
we did it and we condensed it down into under 8 minutes. So
Super, super interesting story.
it really
Yeah.
is. I'm so excited to talk about it.
Crazy one.
Oh, I look forward to it.
Yep.
And it's not about popes.
That's right. It's not about popes.
Oh, yeah.
Neither is next week's. No popes next week.
Woo!
Well, that's it for this episode. Thanks for traveling through time with us on the Ebbs of History. If you like today's story, share it with a teacher, a friend, or your family on Instagram at Ebbs of History. If you have any show ideas, corrections, or questions, you can contact us at questions@ebbsofhistory.com.
This has been your co-host, Gavin.
Zoe.
And me, Jason, reminding you that history just isn't about the dates and battles. It's about people, curiosity, and the weird, wonderful choices that shaped our world. Until next time, keep wondering, keep laughing, and keep learning through the Ebbs of History. Doo-doo-doo-doo.